Mr. Tambe, firstly, very amazing presentation. Like a lot of knowledge compiled into a very short time space. I loved it, and hopefully, I have to listen to the recording again to catch some of these points because it was a bit fast. But yeah, it's really good, right? My question is, it's not a question per se, but what are your observations about insurance in medical, like health insurance space? Do you have any observations in the blockchain context, if that is something you would like to share? Yeah.
A particular paper by me is where I'm one of the authors, is supposed to be published soon by one particular government organization. So it is in the pipeline, which kind of gives my views in detail about how blockchains can influence healthcare. The most important thing is that in healthcare, the data is, getting the permission. There are some people who have the data. The data about patients is spread out in different places.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to be able to get that data and provide service, you can use expertise from different places, right? So there are two aspects. The data is distributed and the expertise is distributed. And in the healthcare value chain, the ability to, and there are various regulations governing who can use these data. So blockchain, without blockchains, it is going to be very difficult to manage, to enable patients to control their distributed data and contract with various people who are distributed in legally compliant manner, visible to the regulator, and enter into contracts through which they can derive healthcare services. Whether it is in individual regions or whether it is across regulatory regions. That's the primary use case, I would say. And of course, IoT and so on, there are a huge amount of applications that of blockchains and IoT.
Yes. So if you were to, for a very newbie like me, who works in the healthcare space, not necessarily with technologies per se, you know what I mean, on a clinical trial basis or something like that. If I were to implement a blockchain solution or prototype a blockchain solution, right? Where should I start? Like, I know this is a very fundamental question, but what is your opinion? What is step one, right? Like, if I may ask you this way.
So, see, there are various areas in which blockchain can be applied in healthcare. But I think the most important application is, enabling people to gain control over their data. Enabling the flow of data and that contractual permission. Whether it is under GDPR or whether in a healthcare provision rules or whatever. That there's some people regulatory permissions. So the example I would suggest is if there is somebody in Pune, India, who wants to use from somebody expert from Maryland, USA, regarding some data, and the reports are going to come from the data is going to be analyzed and reported by a laboratory in China. These kind of scenarios, to enable, and increasingly expertise is going to be very diverse and distributed. It's not going to be easy to bring that expertise to one location, to co-locate all that experience. So the party which is controlling the access to the customer becomes the most important party. That party has to acquire all these capabilities. So that's where I would, how can you equip parties who have the primary control over the customer, who are the first point of contact for the partner, for the patient, to orchestrate the rest of the healthcare ecosystem to matter at that point of care. That's where I would suggest
to start it. Yeah, okay, fine. Thank you so much. Very nice again. Thank you for your sharing. Thank you.